Well, we're almost there. Christmas just a couple of days away.
Yes, you got your ugly sweater.
Got my Slayer sweater working.
I've got my Die Hard sweater.
Very nice. See, we're in the spirit. We told you it was going to be a Christmas special.
Yes.
We didn't lie. For once. Are these the best Christmas movies ever?
Yes.
Any list that gets made about Christmas movies, or pick anything, really.
But ours are accurate.
Somebody's going to argue. Somebody's going to say no. But we think we've got some good ones.
We got the best.
All right. Coming up in just a little bit. Glad you're with us. It's Tony and Kris. We're feeling festive. We're feeling happy. We are ready to do this. Glad to have you with us. Let's start with what we've, I guess, been doing for the last few weeks, and that's little updates, because everybody's got their things that they watch or they do, and we're going to talk about traditions, actually, in just a few minutes. But movie update, we have gotten to the point in our household where we kind of had to stop because we had watched all the stuff that my oldest daughter, who's coming for Christmas, she hates it, so she didn't care if we watch him. So the last one I was able to squeeze in was Trading Places.
Oh, great movie. Jamie Lee Curtis at her peak.
I think you know what we're talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, check that out. And then other than that, I have to mention that Katie, every week for the last month, has said, why haven't you mentioned these movies? So she works with this gentleman at Williams-Sonoma who is in the IT department, and he is from India. I can't remember which part, but he has been recommending movies for her. I guess there's a very famous, I don't know if this is a famous director. I mean, he must be, because the first movie he recommended to her has now been nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Foreign Film this year. And it's called RRR. Now,
Pirate movie?
Not a pirate movie.
Oh.
I honestly, I can't say what that means because I didn't watch the whole film. It's quite long. I saw a piece of it, and it was, what I saw was interesting. The thing that I like the most, she was watching it like dubbed in English, but when they get to the songs, because if you're not familiar with Indian movies, and he said this, he goes, everybody knows, Bollywood movies, big musical production numbers, but he said, we even do it in movies where it's not really necessary. They just love breaking into song, and I think that's awesome.
There's no shame in that.
Not at all. But the songs are not dubbed in English. So they get to the songs, and I'm like, well, they're singing a song, and I don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I asked Katie about that, and she asked him, and he said the reason they don't get dubbed into English is because when you start dubbing the lyrics of these songs, they don't make any sense. And it's a bummer because I can't understand what the song means. But anyway, what I saw of it was okay, but it's nominated, and it's awesome. But same director, another movie he recommended to us. The movie is called Iga. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I think it's like 10 years old. I saw about 5 minutes of it the other day, and I have to admit, they hooked me.
Okay, what's the movie?
It's two guys, and they love the same girl, and one guy is kind of he's a jerk, like to the nth degree. He kills the guy.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say jerk might be a little light. But he kills this guy, and he is reincarnated. And when he comes back, he is a common housefly.
Okay.
But he still has the memories. Like, he sees the guy and remembers, oh, this is the guy that killed me. And so I guess the movie is about him working with the girl somehow, and I haven't seen this, so I don't know how they hook up, to exact his revenge on this guy. I will say I saw just a few minutes of the movie. The effects are dazzling, and it's really an interesting... Katie said the word, she goes, I don't know if I could ever kill a fly again after seeing this, watching what the flies, what he's going through and stuff. So we're going to actually watch that movie, and I've never seen a movie like this before, so I don't know.
Well, I got to thank you for bringing this up, Tony.
Okay, good.
Because I was want to tell you, as an American, we're not interested. Wow. If I want to see a fly movie, we're going to see Jeff Goldblum. Next subject.
Okay, I'm feeling a couple different feelings here. One, like that was super offensive to anybody who might be Indian watching, but I get it.
Yeah,
we're American. That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I can't argue with you because that's a great movie.
Thank you.
I am torn.
That's what we do.
My soul is feeling pulled in two directions. Anyway, so they're not Christmas movies, but we're going to definitely watch those. And I'll give you a review, I guess, of the Fly movie the next time we do a show. But you have also tucked one of your Christmas movies under your belt.
We got Die Hard under our belt the other night, which I love. And, I've seen that movie thousands of times. I could do it. I walk to the kitchen and just keep up with the dialogue in my head and then walk back and not miss anything. And I noticed something I've never noticed before.
Wow.
Ellis, Bubby, Hans, has Coke twice. What I mean is, if you remember at the beginning when Bruce Willis walks in, he goes, oh, you missed some.
He's snorting Coke, sure.
Yeah. And then later, right before they whack him, which was very polite henchman, by the way. You know, if you're a bad guy and the guy you're about to kill says, "I'd like a Coke, please." He walked in and got him a glass, poured it for him. Very good form. But that was 2 Cokes, so he had Coke twice. There's a little trivia question if you want to dazzle some folks.
Now, I will say, to pile on there a little bit, yes, they do bring him a Coke, but no ice. So they still treat him like a hostage.
Well, they had to show him that we're still boss.
Although they are European, and they drink everything at room temperature.
So who knows? It could have just been politeness. But anyhow, I don't think so bad of those guys now.
Yeah, those terrorists were okay.
I think they had some manners.
I mean, you know, when the main guy's wearing a suit,
it's true.
It's always a good sign. I saw a thing. Actually, you know, I think later in our internet that makes us laugh, I think I've got a pretty good either a tweet or a meme about this very subject, Hans Gruber.
Oh yeah,
and Christmas. So there's a double tease.
I like it. Anything with Hans, I'm okay with. Ho, ho, ho.
Gotta love it. If you don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie,
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Next.
We did a whole show on this. In fact, we'll link it in the description in case you missed it. You can check it out again. So we talked about holiday traditions, and for us, watching certain movies definitely a tradition. In my house, I try to keep traditions alive that I had when I was a kid. Both my parents passed away in the month of December. 1 year apart. Now, it's been a long time. It's been like 20 years, but it still hurts.
So it's okay to laugh about it now?
Oh, well, hey, look, we were laughing about it pretty quick. If you don't know us, we'll laugh at anything. He makes jokes, and I'll make jokes, and they're horrible, and they could be about my dead parents or about something terrible that happened in your family, and we think it's hilarious.
Yes.
Sometimes people don't understand.
Other people look at us like, what?
They don't get our sense of humor. Our sense of humor is terrible. In every form of the word.
Well, what I love is when I make a joke like that about your parents, and then they look at shocked like, oh my God, and then you come back and go, no, it's true, my parents are dead.
So anyway, with my mom, it was about our traditions really revolved a lot around certain music and food. She cooked all kinds of she did cookies and tarts and all this crazy stuff. So I try to cook some of that stuff around the holidays. I try to keep that alive. I have her recipe for a cheese ball I'm going to be making later.
Yeah.
And everybody, we all enjoy that. And then there's music. It's funny because I'm obviously, this is how this works. Here's how math works. I'm a lot younger than my parents.
Ah, that's true. That's a solid point.
I think if you do the research yourself, you'll find that checks out. But I was raised in their house, and so they listen to like old school stuff, like Jagged Gleason. Well, not quite that bad, but close. Ray Conniff Singers, Andy Williams. Bad. All that stuff. But that is the music. I don't think it's Christmas until I hear that music.
Gotcha.
And we own most of it on vinyl, which is even greater because now it's really like being at my parents' house. So those are some of our simple traditions. But I love your tradition because it's more modern. It's something that I think a lot of people our age probably are into.
It hit me the other day because people like, you talk to folks that are a little older than us or our age, and they talk about Peanuts, the Frosty the Snowman special, those kind of things.
Year Without a Santa Claus, one of the best.
And my traditions, and I didn't realize it was a tradition, but I was like, I do this every year. Letterman's my idol. That's kind of the reason why I got in radio, watching Letterman, his sense of humor and everything. Every year on his show, he had Jay Thomas, who's an old radio guy and an actor, come on and tell one of his radio stories. And we'll link it at the end of this. Yeah. If you've never seen it,
it's amazing.
I don't even know which one we're going to put the link up to because he told it every year for like 17 years.
It was a holiday tradition.
It was a holiday tradition, and it's a fantastic story. And I watch it every year. I pull it up, and I usually post it on my socials like, oh, here it is, because it's such a good holiday story. And then around that same time, Letterman would always have Darlene Love from Lethal Weapon, Danny Glover's wife in Lethal Weapon, because she did a song, Please Come Home for Christmas? Or no.
Christmas, Baby, Please Come Home.
Yes, and it's awesome. And I guess one year she was a fill-in guest and came in and sang that song, and Letterman loved it and said, I want you to come back next year. And it wasn't even like a big deal for her because she was trying to be an actress, but it became a thing where every year she would come do that song. And it kind of gave her a second wind in her career because she started doing Christmas tours every year because of that viewing every year. So those are the two things I watch every year from Letterman.
Yeah. Well, and she was, it's crazy because she was part of that Phil Spector wall of sound.
Yes.
The Ronettes are probably the most famous because, Phil was with Ronnie. But Darlene was on that, and that was her song. But it wasn't like it was a big song, but it wasn't that big.
So,
but it became even bigger after.
And yeah, we'll link that too. If you watch those, if you haven't seen them, watch them.
I love that's one of your traditions, and we will definitely link both those videos.
Yes.
And here's the Jay Thomas one. You may not be old enough. You may not know who Jay Thomas is, but you'll see him, and we'll post a couple things. But like the Lone Ranger, does anybody even know who the Lone Ranger is anymore? I guess the failed movie with Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp.
Well, this guy, he kind of explains in some of the years he did it who the Lone Ranger was, but it's just such a radio story because we tell stories all the time. Like our Pat Morita, I hate to say is famous, and we'll tell that somewhere down the line. Yeah. But, people will meet us and go or see us and go, tell the Pat Morita story. Tell that story. And it's just only radio people have those stories. Yeah,
the random people you run into or that you have
and craziness that ensues.
Yeah, the encounters with. So, all right. Well, as this is our Christmas spectacular, it's kind of all about.
Yes,
we're just sitting here. I know. It's what we do.
At any moment, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill is going to walk up with Chewbacca behind us. It's the holiday Christmas special all over again.
Only we could make that special worse.
That's true.
So bad
because Harvey Korman and B. Arthur did their best to pull us through.
I may have to link a little piece of that too, just because you got to see it. You don't know how bad it is.
It's topical now because Guardians of the Galaxy have a holiday special, and people are going, I don't get it. I don't understand what. They're mocking the Star Wars special.
It killed a lot of people. I mean, we were young and we loved Star Wars. We adored these characters. Anything that they were a part of, we wanted to watch.
Anything Star Wars was a part of. It was like, yes, I'm watching it.
And they made this holiday special, and it was the biggest friggin' joke. It was
terrible.
It was so. That's what happens when you let George Lucas get too much control.
Well, I don't even know if he just said, yeah, just do whatever. Well, whatever happened, it was terrible.
I don't want to get us shut down, but my wife used to work for Lucasfilm, and she worked on the ranch.
We'll get shut down.
She worked on Skywalker Ranch, and she has stories, let me tell you. Anyway, let's talk about Christmas gifts. If you have not finished your holiday shopping at this point, chances are you're screwed. I mean, ordering something is going to be very expensive. Now, if you're going to run out and grab some things, sure, last-minute gifts can be great.
Okay.
You don't want to spend a ton of money and you're trying to do a last-minute gift. We found an article that said these are, they're great gifts and people will love them and they don't cost a lot of money. And I just don't trust those things. I don't know, like, who's making that judgment call?
Yes.
And that's why I am always happy that we have this real man, this guy.
I complain about people that always post stuff like, nobody likes that person, or nobody wants this, or everybody loves this, or they don't know. I do.
You can't speak in absolutes unless it's Kris.
Except me.
And then he does. So I'm going to run a couple of these gift ideas past you. And I basically just want you to let me know if you would indeed be okay receiving this Christmas gift.
Got it.
Okay, we're going to start with this one. Now, technically, this is, if you don't eat avocado, this is no good. Do you eat avocado?
Yes.
Okay. The OXO Good Grips 3-in-1 avocado slicer. You can see the picture here. I guess it basically just slices the avocado for you.
No need. Next.
Okay. How about, I don't even know what this is, Swedish Wholesale Swedish Dishcloths 10-pack.
Unless it's a Swedish bikini team, I'm not familiar with it, so negative.
Okay, it takes the place of paper towels and sponges, apparently, so they're friendly to the environment.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the environment. That's Lily's problem.
Let our kids and grandkids worry about that. Okay, how about the Mavogel Cotton Sleep Eye Mask?
No, negative.
Do you need any help to block the light? You're good?
No. I have a little thing called a light switch.
Okay. How about Majestic Pure Himalayan Salt Body Scrub?
That sounds fancy. That sounds like something Rachel would love.
Yeah, it gently exfoliates, but doesn't irritate or dry out your skin.
Yeah, I don't care. I got a bar of soap. I'm good. Yeah.
How about this one? I know you're not. You're like me. We're not super handy around the house, but the Drill Brush Power Scrubber attachment is basically like you clean with it, and you attach the brushes to your drill, and it's like super
scrubby,
I guess.
Sure. I don't
Scrubbing
know.
bubbles.
I guess I could use that just because it might make me use my drill because I don't have any other reason to use a drill.
If it makes cleaning easier, I'm probably down for it.
Yeah, I'm with that.
So
okay. So that one I'm in.
This is one that I see in houses. We have them in our house. Everybody always gets them. But a fleece throw blanket. They're the things you always see. They throw them over the back of the sofa. It's over the back of a chair.
No joke. For Lily's birthday, she got 7, I think, blankets.
What is she going to do with 7 blankets?
I don't know. I was asking her. I was like, what are we going to do with this?
All right. Well, these are pretty cheap. They come in 26 colors, 5 sizes, and they can ship the next day. So if you have somebody who is a real blanket fiend in your life, maybe that's the way to go. I don't like the sound of this one. Clever Fee Aromatherapy Shower Steamers. I don't like the word steamer attached to anything.
That sounds
too many Cleveland steamer references. Yeah. I can't be a part of it. It's all I can think of. And when I hear that word attached to anything, it immediately turns me off.
Yeah, and every time I hear Cleveland Steamer or anything like that, it makes me think about getting in the fight with Father Joe Carroll in San Diego, which is a story for another time.
Yes, the story of being on a commercial shoot and Kris almost fist fighting a priest. That's a story for another time.
If we get enough comments in the section below, I'll tell the story.
That is a fine holiday story, though.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, listen, maybe one more here. How about a Lego Icons flower bouquet? Yes, it is actually Lego flowers.
No.
No good?
No, who cares?
So based on that list, it doesn't sound like you're too into what they're considering.
I'll do the little scrubbing drill thing you got, other than that amount.
We put up on our Facebook page, and if you don't follow us on Facebook, you should do that. Tony and Kris is our page. Mm-hmm. A while back, we put a
That's our name.
Well, yeah. We did it at the beginning of the show, but just in case anybody's not getting it. There you go. So we put up a thing that said, hey, let's have some fun. Put up emojis to tell us a Christmas song, and we'll see if we can guess what the Christmas song is.
That was addicting because I'd be like, I got other stuff to do, and I'd be like, oh, let me guess this next one.
I got to see if I can figure them out. And I got a lot of them. There were a couple that stumped me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The only drawback of that, and you always have to remind people, because everybody loves to be the smart one.
Yep.
And there's one particular lady was just going through there, like answering them all, like, man, you're ruining everybody's fun. Why are you doing that?
Well, she showed us she was smarter than us.
Fun ruiner. So we picked out just a few, and we'll pop them up here, and we're going to see if we can get them, and you can see if you can get them. We're not worried about spoiling it now because it's been out there for a while. So
yeah.
Here we go. All right, this first one from Judy. We got a runner. We got a reindeer. We got a runner. Oh, it's Chuck Berry. Run, Rudolph, Run.
Oh, good call. I would have missed that.
Or if Brian Adams has done a cover of that. Luke
Yeah,
Bryan did a cover of that. Probably hundreds of others. Let's check this one out. Tracy. Well, you got a snowflake and a snowman. I feel like it's got to be Frosty the Snowman, right?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, next up. Okay, Candy. Red balloon, nose, umbrella, and a reindeer. Is
Red-nosed reindeer?
The red-nosed reindeer? Why is there an umbrella in there? And is Pennywise from It going to be involved in this in some way? The
Rudolph. There's a red nose.
Red-nosed umbrella reindeer. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. I'm not sure where the umbrella comes into play.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I'm
sure.
with you. I'm on board with Rudolph the red-nosed
If I
reindeer.
can explain the umbrella, put it in the comments below, please.
Yeah, okay. Janice, looks like a silver medal and some bells. Oh, silver bells. I like that one.
Okay.
I like them easy. LaDonna. See, old lady emoji, car, reindeer. It can only be one thing.
Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
Mm-hmm. We got two more. It looks like just an emoji shushing us. And then a
Silent Night.
Silent Night. Good job. Nicely done. And then there's a chick. Is she breastfeeding or just holding a kid? Oh, and a question mark. What child is this?
Ah.
What child is this?
Better than whose child is this?
Well, there were a lot of... Hey, look. If you don't think there were some questions asked, and I'm not trying to be sacrilegious.
No, I get it.
That's a stepfather who had a lot of patience.
Yes. Did he have ID?
I'm gonna accept this story because I don't want to take any chances, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it one bit. Okay, so that's the Christmas emoji game. And now as we move on to our big moment here during the show, it is debatable. Everybody has a favorite. Christmas movies, Christmas TV specials, and I might say my favorite, and you might go, oh my God, that's the worst thing they ever made. And that's what makes these lists so much fun.
You won't say that about mine.
Really?
Yeah, mine are the perfect ones.
Well, you only really have two.
Yep.
So the two, and your two are on the list.
Yeah, number 1 and 2.
We didn't create this list, but we wanted to debate it, and we want to hear your comments. Hit us up. Please let us know, what is your favorite holiday movie? What is your least favorite, the one you never want to see again? Because I can guarantee you could put it up there and 100 other people will disagree in some way.
True.
Okay, so let's check this out. They did a list of 20, and we're not going to run through all the 20, but at 19, they have Home Alone.
Classic.
It's a classic. I feel like that's a little low placement for Home Alone.
For the amount of people that love it and watch it, yes.
I might bump that up a little bit. We're kind of skipping and going through here. The Nightmare Before Christmas, they have at number 16.
Never seen it.
I've seen it. I think it depends on how goth you are and how much you think that's a Christmas movie. Katie hates it. I don't love the movie, and I wouldn't include it on the list, probably in top 20. That's just me. Lethal Weapon.
Yes, absolutely.
They've got it at number 15, which I think's a little low.
Yeah, I think it would be higher.
But, I get it because it's not that traditional, feel-good Christmas or whatever. Number 13 is White Christmas. That's a classic.
Never seen it.
But honestly, I've never seen it either. I love the song. I've never watched the movie.
Yeah.
Too old.
Yeah, I have no desire.
Don't have time for that. Gremlins comes in at number 12 on this list.
It's ahead of Lethal Weapon?
Yeah. I think it
and Home Alone?
I don't put it ahead of Home Alone. I put it ahead of Lethal Weapon because as crazy as it is, it even has a little more Christmassy vibe than Lethal Weapon for me.
A lot of people don't realize it, but Santa has the same rules as the gremlin. You're not supposed to feed them after midnight.
Well,
So everybody leaving cookies out.
Mrs. Claus has kind of the same thing too. You can't get her wet after midnight.
Yep, that's true.
So, and Santa's never around anyway. So
it's true.
I guess it's never an issue.
Well, you don't want that to happen.
No, okay. Get into the top 10 here. Number 10 is A Christmas Story. This is one of the most divisive movies out there, and we've said it before. You either love this movie.
I almost didn't make it through it. I finally was going to watch it for the first time a couple of years ago and was like, oh.
People either think it's great or they think it's super boring. Katie loves this movie, and I'm somewhere in between. Yeah. So I put it in the here. I put it in the top 10 probably just because it's such a piece of our culture now.
Gotcha.
You got A Christmas Carol. Now, they put the version from 1951, but there's so many different versions of this movie. Like, it depends on how old you are, I think, on which version you saw.
I liked Christmas Carol Channing.
Oh, that's pretty strong.
Yes.
Pretty strong. No, but I mean, like, because Patrick Stewart did a version of this, I think, in the 90s.
Okay.
George C. Scott did a version in the 80s, which is the one I remember the most. You got A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many different
Michael
versions.
Caine was in that.
Yep, so you can't really go wrong.
That's the one I have knowledge on.
Michael Caine was in that. The Muppets.
The Muppets. You bring the Muppets in, now I've got something I can talk about.
It's a good version. The number 8 on here is, I've never even heard of this, and I guess it's because my kids are grown. I'm assuming this is a kid's thing. Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey.
No idea, nor do I care.
So here we go, top 7. Number 7, Die Hard.
Yes. Well, I would have put it higher.
That would
have been my number 1.
I would have put that higher for sure. I would have put that in the top 5 at least. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation comes in at number 6.
Okay.
That's another one I feel like people either really love or hate. It's not the most hilarious movie ever.
It's cute.
Did you see this little thing? I saw a little thing with, what's her name? His wife on the show, or on the movie.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Beverly D'Angelo.
Yes, thank you. She said that scene where Chevy loses it. So the whole family, and they go back and forth. They show him yelling and screaming, and then the family's watching him. On the shots where the camera's behind the family, they're all wearing cue cards around their necks so that he didn't have to worry about his lines. They just really wanted him to get into the freak out. So everybody had lines of his on their chest on a card.
Yeah, you're right. He broke his finger or his toe or something on the scene out in the yard where he was kicking the snowman.
Oh, I can believe that. It's not just fun. It's educational.
Bonus.
Number 5, Miracle on 34th Street. I know it's a
Too
classic,
old.
but it's a turd. And you can pick any remake of that you want. And it's just, I don't like the movie.
And really, it wasn't a miracle. I heard it was kind of like a card trick.
It's like when you do the thing with your thumb,
Yeah, it's exactly it.
Not that impressive.
Not a real miracle.
Love Actually comes in at number 4.
Okay.
I think if you're an adult and you have somebody that you love in your life, it's a great movie to watch because it's super romantic and fun. First time I watched it, I didn't like it. And then Katie and I watched it together, and now I love it.
Okay.
So it's amazing how that goes. Number 3, Elf.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's a must-watch at our house. I think
it's cute.
Some people don't like Will Ferrell, but come on.
I'm not even a huge Will Ferrell fan, but that's a good movie.
It's a cute movie. Their number 2 is It's a Wonderful Life. This is another piece of garbage for me.
Yep. Next.
I know it's a classic. I know it is like everybody just thinks it has to happen. No.
Okay.
It's not a good movie. So I would dump that out of the top 10. Their number 1, and this is the one that makes Kris super happy, and it's a great one. Scrooged.
Oh, that's my all-time favorite.
What's not to love?
Watch it for Bill Murray.
Can't even argue with that. That's awesome. Now it's time to bring things to a close. Our big Christmas spectacular.
Yes.
With
the spectacular.
I don't know. Some internet that made us laugh this week. And we'll start it with a classic. I mean, when you think of the holidays, you think of children and Santa Claus, and you take the kids to tell Santa what they want, and then you get this picture as a keepsake.
I don't know which one I like more, the kid actually doing it or the one laughing. Like, yeah, you tell them.
If you've ever had to make a call and you've been holding on the line and you're just trying to get to a real person, which can sometimes be so frustrating.
Beyond frustrating.
This meme should speak to you.
Yes, that's me. And I have the same outfit.
Full on, squatted down. I'm getting into it. Yes. I love this one. Vet said the anti-scratch cone would be $50. Tractor Supply had it for $19.95.
That's awesome.
That's about as awesome and redneck as it gets.
Yep.
I love that. This one is amazing, and this would actually be true in our house owner. I'd like to break both my legs. Architect, say no more. Look at those stairs.
Whoever designed that thinking they're being artsy is an idiot.
Can you imagine stumbling up or down those stairs late on a Friday or Saturday night? I'd never go upstairs. I'd never see the upstairs. Why take a chance?
I'm about a week away from buying one of those things you see advertised on Price is Right, where they just take you up the stairs where you sit on it, and it takes about 30 minutes.
Power chair.
Yes.
I've been flirting with that for a while. Katie's not having it, but I sure do want one. All right, let's check this out. Here's a couple of holiday ones. I love this. Front of the Christmas tree, back of the Christmas tree.
Absolutely.
It's 100%. Well, who's going to see the back? Unless you are in an unfortunate situation where it's in the middle of a room and have to do the whole thing.
Every year we do tips for holidays and stuff on the show, and every year that's the number one tip from experts. Don't worry about the back of the tree.
But see, then some people, though, if they place it in their window so people can see it from the outside, and you're going to see it from the inside, then you're forced to do the whole thing.
Well, then our other tip is don't put it in the window, because then the thieves can look in there and see what all you got under your tree. Yeah. That's what I do. I look in your house. Every neighbor's house, I've looked in their window.
Wow. I pray that somebody who lives on your street watches this channel. You'll know pretty quick.
Yes. Okay. All of a sudden, the blinds are closed.
I love this one. Christmas movie tip. This is what I talked about earlier. If you watch Die Hard straight after Love Actually, Alan Rickman will be punished for what he did to Emma Thompson.
Oh, good. Good to know.
That works out. So there you have it. The Christmas Spectacular is over.
Please share it with your friends. Tell your friends about it. Thank you for helping us get to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, shot right past it, and it's just amazing, and we are so happy about that. Please come back. We'll have some content going up in the next few days. We'll take the weekend off for Christmas.
Yes.
And then we're back in close to the new year, but we're thrilled that you're watching. If you have not already, you like what you saw today, like this video, subscribe if you don't mind, and as Kris already mentioned, share that around, and we will see you soon. Well, actually, watch for a live. I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll be doing my annual live.
Oh, okay.
A live from in front of the Randall Christmas tree, and we're going to put a little poll up. I don't know if I'm either here or social media.
A Festivus poll?
No.
Oh.
Poll.
Gotcha.
I'm going to have you choose between two books. I have Die Hard in book form, which I have done before.
You know where I'm voting.
And then I also have The Grinch Stole Christmas, which is kind of a classic. So I'll throw those up, and you can decide. And then Saturday night, Christmas Eve, probably around 7 Eastern time, I will do that, and you can hopefully join us and check it out.
I vote Die Hard.
Okay, well, I'll put you down for a Die Hard.
Thank you.
It's official. See you soon. Thanks for watching.